This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video we will break down some facts related to the battle for the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut. Will there be a withdrawal of the Ukrainian army? And if that happens, what price did the Russian forces pay for this victory? Musicians, the private Russian paramilitary organization Wagner, have almost finished their work. They wore down the Ukrainian defense with a live wall of stormtroopers. Ukrainian forces made up of the army, police, National Guard, border guard, foreign volunteers, and mercenaries will have to get out of this almost surrounded place. The defense of Bakhmut cost the Ukrainian army a lot, but they still do not give up their intention to make it as difficult as possible for the Russians to capture the city. The Ukrainian command had a similar approach in Soledar, for which bloody battles were fought during autumn and winter, until the last chance for the Ukrainians to resist the Russian offensive was exhausted. In the end, they suffered a breakdown and heavy losses during a belated retreat. The equipment failed and hundreds of soldiers got killed. The Wagnerians and the Russian army make breakthroughs from the north and south sides of the city and getting closer to the city center. The current situation does not look very good for Ukrainian forces on this part of the battlefield, but there are hopes of a Ukrainian counteroffensive to save thousands of better-trained Ukrainian soldiers who are suffering heavy casualties every day from relentless Russian shelling. A group of about 20,000 Ukrainian fighters was formed from the direction of Chasiv Yar, equipped with newly arrived military aid from Germany, America, Poland, and other Western European countries that support Ukraine in this war. If these newly formed, fresh units make a successful breakthrough towards Bakhmut, there may be serious shifts along the entire length of the front. The loss of this city would have a very bad effect on the morale of the Russian army, but only on the condition that the Ukrainian counteroffensive succeeds. The Ukrainians have arranged new defensive lines in depth and will defend the Sloviansk-Kramatorsk agglomeration. It is a wide and deep defensive belt in populated areas, which is a new big challenge for the Russians because the houses and ruins are a network of cover that the Ukrainian infantry knows how to use. In Bakhmut yesterday, the Russian and Ukrainian armies fought heavy street battles. The Russians are expected to capture the city, but the Ukrainian army and the deputy mayor of Bakhmut, Oleksandr Marchenko, announced yesterday that Bakhmut has not yet fallen. According to Marchenko, Bakhmut was almost destroyed, and there is not a single building that was not affected. Parts of the city were completely destroyed, said Marchenko. Their only goal is to kill people and commit genocide against the Ukrainian people. They want to destroy Bakhmut, and I don't understand why they are doing it, said Marchenko. According to the British Secret Service's estimate that the Ukrainian army in Bakhmut is under severe pressure, and that the Russian army is advancing, which is why the battle for Bakhmut appears to be coming to an end. The Ukrainian army, however, claims that the front there is stabilized and that there is no mass withdrawal of Ukrainian fighters. There are 4,000 or 4,500 civilians left in the city who are hiding in shelters without water, gas, and electricity, Marchenko added. While they were trying to escape from the city, one woman was killed and 2 men were wounded. The owner of the Russian private army, Wagner Yevgeny Prigozhin, stated that the Russian forces have surrounded Bakhmut and that the Kiev army has only one way out of the city. Prigozhin called on Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to withdraw troops from that battlefield. Bakhmut is strategically important because it supplies the Ukrainian troops in the east of the country. It is an important traffic hub for connecting with Donetsk and Lugansk. The founder of Wagner showed a video showing the bodies of Ukrainian soldiers in coffins and said that he was sending the coffins to the families of fallen soldiers who fought bravely. President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, visited Mariupol, the city that was the first major success of the Russian army at the beginning of the war on February 24, 2022. The battle for Bakhmut in many ways resembles the battle for this city, when the Russian army, with great sacrifices, captured this city and completely destroyed it. Now, according to the Russian media, new apartment blocks are being built in Mariupol, and allegedly, life is returning to normal. It should be noted that not many civilians were seen during Putin's visit. It is possible that this city is almost completely deserted. The main tactic of the Russian army is to surround the city and then gradually destroy it with artillery together with the defenders. It seems that this approach is now being repeated in Bakhmut. But on the other hand, there is no clear will that the Ukrainian forces will withdraw from the city. They still hold certain positions, despite the difficult logistics of bringing fresh soldiers and ammunition to the front lines. If Bakhmut falls into Russian hands, nothing much will change. It is an important place, but only one in a series of important places that are in front of the Russian army. In recent days, Ukrainian units have destroyed 2 key bridges not far from Bakhmut, including one connecting it to the nearby hill town of Chasiv Yar, along Ukraine's last remaining supply route, according to British military intelligence officials and other Western analysts. The demolition of the bridges could be part of an effort to slow the Russian offensive if Ukrainian forces begin to withdraw from the city. Ukrainian forces are unlikely to withdraw from Bakhmut all at once and may continue a gradual withdrawal to exhaust Russian forces with sustained urban warfare. The Russians unilaterally declared Donbas a part of the Russian Federation, but the problem is the facts. Russia is not where the Ukrainian brigades are, and that is why the war continues. Bakhmut became like Mariupol, a port city in the same province that Russia seized after an 82-day siege that eventually boiled down to an area around a massive steel plant where determined Ukrainian fighters held out alongside civilians. There is a strong possibility that Russian forces will capture the city of Bakhmut. The price of this victory was huge. When everything added up from the beginning of the war on February 24, 2022, until now, it took the Russians a year to break through this first line of defense of the Ukrainian army. If they want to go further, they face an even bigger challenge, namely the cities of Kramatorsk and Sloviansk, which, if we compare them to Bakhmut, are even better fortified with a much better equipped Ukrainian army. The Russians thought that this war would last for 3 days. The Ukrainians apparently spoiled those plans. This war, by all accounts, will last a very long time. There will also be a lot of reports like the one you just watched, without a doubt. Thanks for watching us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. See you soon with new information from the Ukrainian battlefield.